First I have to give my short introduction. My English is not so good. So don't take me as a mistake in a word. You could help me out. Today was a Surah B'Tevis. The Yortzeit Ben Reb Nosson. Reb Nosson was the student and Rebbe, he had a lot of students. What was the specialty when Rebbe Nosson more than all the Talmidim? Every Talmud who came to Rebbe, very great. Great Talmidim. Yet some, they themselves was Rebbes. Let everything go, it came to the Rebbe. But still, what was his specialty? He says, Nosson, that when I came to the Rebbe, I threw away my mind completely. I knew I would have no self. Whatever I would get from the Rebbe, this is self. He was speaking not from an individual person. Reb Nosson was, before he came to the Rebbe, he was big London. He knew all the toises, especially toises and Shas. This was his specialty. Toises S, toises Answer, toises S, toises Answer. But the whole Shas. He then, later on, he got the kurov to Adicheverov, and Motre Kremenitz, was a son of Mechel Zotchever, Talmud from Moshe. And it was one night, he was sleeping with Rebbe Zishe in one room. Rebbe Zishe, the order from the Rebbe Ramayna. He had a lot of Rebbes, but at that time, they got married at 13 years. A mitzvah, by the way, the fact, the girl is to meet for the chosen, Talis vital sector, Talis, and for the film. This was the gift that the Kali used to give for the chosen. So everybody got married then for the 13 years. His father-in-law was very great. Nosson's father-in-law was a rabbi in 3 big cities. Shaligrad, Kremenitz, Mוהרנ, one of the greatest cities in Ukraine. He himself went to search Chassidus, and he went to Mechel Zlotchev, Mechel Zlotchev was very great, Shem Tov, and he was very inspiring. Inspiring in this Rebbe. Very great, this is such a thing. But you had one thing, that all the people from the Mechel Zlotchev speaking bad about Pinchas Kohen, is that. As he was himself so great, he was so in fire, but you heard speaking bad about the Mechel Zlotchev, he decided, I'm going to look what's there. They speak so bad. He went there, Pinchas Kohen was very, very great. Rebbe once said that Pinchas Kohen was the Chad Bedore. Yeah, very great. He also was very inspired. But he heard these people speaking bad about Mechel Zlotchev. This turned him on. He's so great, the Rebbe, Mechel Zlotchev. in the scholars are so great. People, they speak better than him, they speak better than him, he's thrown off completely, and every day he used to speak with his children, not so much his son-in-law, and another son-in-law, and children. Stay away from them. Stay away from them. No. And it became very a big mistake. We will have needed, the whole story will need it later on. And but Reb Nosson, he moved to learn very, very great. He said himself and his father-in-law was so great. We're not speaking here from people on the streets. These people speak on this, these people on that. Speaking from high-level people. His father-in-law he became a Yosef when he was small. He was crying. So every night, midnight, his father used to learn with him Torah. And this is unusual, such a thing is unusual. Shomish will come down and learn with him. So great was his father. Even though he said, stay away from Chassidus, if they speak on them, they speak on them, stay away from it. But whatever you get in Chassidus, you don't get no place. Why? Because everybody in this world, regardless, has problems. So no such a thing a person should say, I don't have a problem. Such a thing don't exist. Everybody has this problem. More, less. But what's less? Everybody, his problem is the biggest problem. No such a thing as less problem. Take a little child and you destroy his car, step on it. He will cry, he broke my car. And it will be hysterical. You broke my car now. A dog, don't give you money, buy a new one. Don't, no, but this car I like, and my father bought it for me, and then you destroy my car. And he has a problem, he cannot quiet. And a boy from 18, 19, 20 years, and the time you have already the license to do, somebody went into you, splash your car, you cry, exactly like the little child. Yeah, it was a used car for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Buy a new car. You have insurance, buy any about that. No, this car I like it. So, this is only an example. Everybody has no such a thing. I have less problem, he has more problems. A problem is a problem. If I suffer and it hurts me, you may laugh, but the whole thing is stupidity. For this you have to, right? Somebody has a wife and she curses him out and has children and he wish that he will never get married, he will never have married. Somebody is single and this guy has no wife, no children. He will meet such a person. Such a person will say, you're the luckiest person on the world. I would switch around with you. I have so much diets with my wife. She don't want to take her gift. She wants money. I have so much problem with my child, my children. And you are single. You're the happiest person. No other one says I'm the happiest person. I'm the most miserable person on himself, coming back at home, and the four walls, and again, and who says that a single has a virus, this is the worst thing. When the Rebbe says in the Kutamara, Chelik Pei, Simen Zayin, the Chazal say, Ein Yisurim Beloi Over. So the Rebbe says, what's the meaning for the Chazal? That when could you say a person has Yisurim? When he sins. This is the biggest Yisurim. But Stam, he insulted me, and I don't have Parnose. This is not coming against a person's sins. A person is single, he has to sin. What should he do? So, everybody thinks that his problem is the worst problem. And it could be. For me, it is my problem. I couldn't care what you say. That's not a problem. For me, it's a big problem. Everybody in this world suffers. The Rebbe says in the Mouhran Chelik Beis, Siman Kuf Yutet, that this world is the Gehenna. No such a thing, Olam Hazeh. If you look in, people suffer in this world. There's no such a thing in this world. It's Gehenna. Here is Gehenna. Maybe there are some places, Olam Hazeh, that are all Gehenna, this is this world, and Gan Eden. But Olam Hazeh says no such a thing. When the United States sent up the first man on the moon, I heard from a Berselach that said, why are they looking at the moon? So he explained, as the Rebbe says, Olam Hazeh is nowhere. You have to find the goal and search for Olam Hazeh. There's no such a thing. So they went up to search, maybe there is Olam Hazeh. Maybe there is a good place to live. Here, everybody suffers. So every human being, every kind, even going now. I speak for the middle class going that they don't bother nobody, they have their business. They suffer also. He has to hear police is after his son, after his daughter, he's arrested, he's molested, all kind of problems are, all the going also problems. Speaking of every year has its problems. Now, to solve this problem, here comes in the Chassidus. Chassidus came in, Akudis was born in this world, that we should recognize Hashem. It does not mean that the Litvish and the Slavish world was different. But then, is the main thing you learn. If you didn't learn, if you don't know how to learn, do me a favor, you don't belong here. There was times that they had special shul for tailors, for shoemakers, for painters. Everybody go to your shul. You don't belong here, please. If you belong there, you cannot learn, go there. By the shoemakers, go by the tailors, not the others. And most of the people are tailors, shoemakers, carpenters, painters. What will be with them? Listen, too bad. That was the attitude at the time. And we have to remember, Klaus went through very, very terrible time when all kind of false Moshiach. It was the Shabsat and then the Frankisten also went in the same way with the Shabsat made themselves Moshiach, till he became a Christian. And he had a lot of followers after that. No, he went up in heaven. People are, to believe, the Rebbe says in the Mouhran Chelik Aleph, Siman, Reish, and Dalet, even to believe in a tzaddik, you have to be with sense, with seichel. If you will believe with no seichel, blindness, you go in the world. You will fall away from the emunah. Because a person has to use your sense. What's a tzaddik? Tzaddik is, I shouldn't make him, he's God, he's next to God. It's a very false. Whoever makes a tzaddik, he is the greatest after God. You have a little disappointed in him, you fall away completely from Yiddishkeit. The person has to know that a tzaddik is also a human being, but he's smarter than me. I have to realize that. He's smarter than me. He's holier. He went through in his life a lot of tzorahs, and he held himself better. Held himself better. Not everybody is. He went through the same problems that he went through, even more, but he held himself more. He had his power to hold himself. This makes a person for a tzaddik. Idritten, also, with tzaddik, b'monosoi, yichleh. The tzaddik is whole chayes, emunah. he has such a strong faith that nothing in the world could break him. And from heaven, they tested him, all kind of tests. All kind of tests. What happened to this world, they tested him. But he's staying strong in faith. God forbid, we shouldn't know what's tzorahs. Tzaddikim, that they lost children, was very strong, nothing broken. His wife passed away. His money was destroyed. Nothing in the world. This is the tzaddik, when we not so yet the tzaddik, his life is the tamunah. For we, simple person, the least thing what's going, we're going through, we break ourselves completely. Therefore, we need a tzaddik, someone had already experience in life, and went through in his life what he went through, and he had some strong faith in Hashem. But this is amazing how could a person suffer so much. Everybody should speak in bed. That's what we have now the parshas. Vayeshev, Mikeh, Vayigash. We speak here from Yosef HaTzadik. This is amazing how a young boy, 17 years, that learned with his father Torah. His father made for him something special for all the kids. The Gemara learns from them here out that we should never make a difference between children. Children will be different. We see by Yosef. You have 5 children, all the 5 children have to be the same thing. Don't make an issue for one more than the other. Why? Because the jealous rule. You have more children, same thing. The minute you make one child more than the other, it will make problems for the children, will make a problem for this child himself. They will hate him. Now, who is bigger than the children from Yaakov Avinu? That Ivrit and Shevet Musa, we have to live 1,000 years in this world, and may imagine how great the Shvotim was. We read in the Parsha, is it not to believe such a thing? Why Yaakov Avinu bought a special garment for Yosef? Because he liked him more than everybody. So they became jealous of him. They're speaking here not from some children, the Shvotim. Till they couldn't speak to him. They hated him, they couldn't speak to him. Why? The father made from him a force, made from him, you're next to me. And he learned to learn about his father. His father was in Hebron, he lived in Hebron. And the children were shepherds. The Ramban says why the Shvotim was shepherd. We find Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, why they were shepherd? Because the shepherd is always in the field. In the field is the best place to have his boilers. What's his boilers? You go out, you see only heaven and earth together, and you see nature, and you have to feel it. That's what Ramban explains. You go outside, you see nothing, only heaven, you don't have to do with people, so you could be with your mind with Hashem. Therefore, all the others of the Boro, the Yaakov, the Shvotim, the shepherd, then later on, David HaMelech, and as they are outside, they could feel Hashem more and more. Now, the children hated them. Even though Yaakov said for Yosef, go see what your brothers doing. He knew they hate them, but my father says something, I have to go. He will learn kibbutz out to respect the father. This is one of the greatest mitzvahs that all the people, everybody, we are not mechabed our parents as we have to be. The Torah Kedusha says, "Kabed esovicha v'tzamecha." You should honor your father and your mother. So Rav Nosson says, a mitzvah in the Torah, They have mitzvahs, what's with seichel, I understand with mind. Mind, definitely, mitzvahs that I understand. And they have mitzvahs that we have to believe. If Hashem said so, do it. A lot of mitzvahs, tzitzis, we know what tzitzis is. Hashem said, go with tzitzis. While I will look on the psil techeles, I will look on the blue string, then I will remind myself that this is blue, and the ocean is blue, and the sky is blue, and the Kisar Kov is blue. I remind myself of Hashem. All kind of mitzvahs, feeling what we should say are time for the mitzvahs. I don't know why. We're doing it because Hashem says. And our mitzvahs, they're seichel now, my father and mother, and I have to respect them. But people wouldn't respect father and mother. This is eventually we get it back. Whoever disrespects his father and mother, he get it back from his children. If I have to say, I'm always saying, because it's a very hard mitzvah. Because a child says, I'm smarter than my father, I'm smarter than my mother. But the Shem said you should respect your father and mother. Now this is a mitzvah that nobody could understand till he will be a father and a mother. You cannot understand that. When you're single, why I have to listen to my father? It's old-fashioned, you don't know. Anything, whatever you say, don't smoke. I would smoke. I said, you smoke, you get cancer. If I get cancer, my grandfather was so smoking, he lived 96 years, his finger was already brown, his mustache was brown, and he lived, but they lived, he lived, but you know, doctor said, if you smoke, you will have lung cancer. No, God forbid you get it, you cannot get out from this, no such a thing. I know better. God forbid the person gets it. You were so smart, you knew. It's too late. Till a person has no children, he wouldn't understand what's the meaning of respecting a father and a mother. Can. I'm smarter, he don't know. Once you're married, you start to suffer with the children. They're getting up, they need a bottle, they need a diaper, you don't let them sleep. And even though you wouldn't understand, you grade up and they start to have problems in Talmud Torah, in yeshiva, they call you up, I want to send away your boys, one of your girls, they're disturbing the class, and the PTA, your son, my daughter, wow, X's, zeros, and later on, or the teenagers, and you start to think if you're smart, wow, it means my parents went through with me what I'm going now through with my child, then you will start to say, why didn't I respect my father and my mother? This is everybody, we all in the same boat, all did the same thing. But to respect a father and mother is not because my seichel brings me, because it says in the nations, when the father and mother are old, like in China, very old, you kill them. Why? Why they should suffer? How could you kill your father and mother? No, why they should suffer? This is my seichel, a stupid seichel, father and mother. Well, they suffer. Still, it's father and mother. Let them kill them, give them life, let them help them. Medicine. This is, by the way, the whole argument that they have now to socialized medicine. You come to the age, they will say, you're not eligible, you're too old, and quite so, and most of the people are against that. He's not Russian. That's the law, that's the law. His Baruch Hashem was all the years, was freedom. No, the person worked all his life at work. Why? Because I'm 70, 75, 80, I would not be eligible already to to help because the doctor says, no, you're already old. It's the whole argument what they have now. What they gotta do? The seichel from a person, no, they're too old already. Society wouldn't have no use for them. Let go. This is the seichel from a person. If we will take a mitzvah, because our seichel says, God forbid, I have such a crooked seichel, look what happens. We're doing it even against our seichel, because Hashem said so. You should respect your father and mother. Now, Yosef HaTzadik knew his brother hating, but even though his father told him, go see what your brother's doing, went away far till Shechem. And he went. Now he came and he found his brothers, Shimon and Levi was so great. Special Levi, when him comes out, Moshe Rabbeinu, HaKoyen. Imagine Levi, Shimon and Levi, here they say, here's the boy that was dreaming. So he dreamed a dream, I will be king. So what? Because of that, let's go and kill him. Let's go kill him. Chuvana gave it. Go to kill him. Why he dreamed that he will be a king and everybody will bow to him? It's a good dream. If I dream that I'm a millionaire, so that you're going to kill me for that, to be jealous of it? I had a good dream too. I wish you have every night such a good dream. A personal dream, the Gemara said over the Melech, not he suffered so much of the Melech, suffered in his lifetime, but nobody suffered. But even one night he never had a good dream. 70 years in me, one time he didn't have even a dream. Let me at least, when going to sleep, I have all kind of troubles he has, his brothers, and his wife, and his children, all kind of people. And at least, I'm going to sleep, let me have a good dream. Even one good dream he didn't have in 70 years. So, because he dreamed a dream, here we see they have three things they had about us. And this is a curse that we all have. Therefore, we all have problems. All of us. Nobody is clean to that. Jealousy. Jealousy is a killer. All the troubles that a person has in his life is jealousy, killing. If I'm jealous on you, automatically I will hate you. It's a big house, a sport car for summer, such a car, cars and money he has. Everything what you want. There's a plane, you have yacht, ship. No, nothing there. So it's jealous. I'm hard worker and I'm full of debts. Look what they have. So it's jealous. Jealous is a habit, so jealous. But jealousy brings to hateness. Whatever you find, machloikes is sin. Why I'm against you? I hate you. You're not doing it the way I wanted you should be. What's machloikes? Sin. I hate you because you know what? Let him hang himself. You're different, but no, he's not going the way my way. So I hate him. From hateness comes riches. You're allowed to do him. You're allowed to master him. You're allowed to hit him, beat him up, till you matter.
Condone. Make it permissible.
I should kill him. The mitzvah to kill him. From hateness comes to kill him. And this is the oisius sheker. The middle word, the middle letter is skuf, kinen. It started with kinen, jealousy. And go right, ishin, sine. I hate you. Once I hate you, going left, reishes, reish. Gerishes, then Retzichem, to kill him. You see, all kind of machloikes, they hate each other, kill. Yeah, it's a mitzvah to get killed, it's a mitzvah to kill him. That's everything. This comes, everything starts off with one thing. Kine, jealousy. Now, you will think I'm exaggerating. Hashem will help you, you get married, you're married, you have a child, biggest joy it could be. Fine, I got married, I was single, until I couldn't find a color. Till I find a color, got married, the happiest day on the earth, and staying in the Hofen. After the wedding, it starts, children want to have a child. It was for a year, 2 years. People, after special studies, after 1 month, she's not pregnant. Wow, why do you have a chance? No. Goes to a year, 2 years, 3 years. You have no child, children broken completely. What will be? Hashem helps. And you have a child. Now speaking with you, reality, to show you, if I'm exaggerating, all the reality, how people born, get born on this world with jealousy. You cannot take it out. A child is born, wow, such a happiness. Wow, it's a boy, it's a girl. The father and the mother hugs the kid and takes the kid and the grandparents and all the cousins, so everybody, the uncles, so happy. A baby came out in this world, and you're the luckiest person in the world. Goes to a year, 2, and 5 kids, boy, another son, another girl. The first one gets wild. Why do you born me another brother in my head, another sister in my head? I was myself. I was the luckiest person. They always hugged me, kissed me. They didn't know what the floor is. They held me. And my grandparents and everybody. Here comes a new baby. And when nobody sees, you pinch it. You take a bottle, you stuff him on. Once they kill him, parents only, what are you doing? No, I only want to give him the thing. He will hug him, he will choke him. What are you doing? No, I love him. He wants to kill him, and he cannot forgive parents why you bought me another headache on my head. It's a headache for him. The second child, girls, I bought him. Who says when the third one comes, he gets no sugar, and the middle child falls up, here comes the middle child. Because always parents for the baby, but the first one cannot forgive. And if a person is not taking out this when he's living, he's not capable to take it out. The parents has to take it out for him, to explain them, by explaining, especially our teacher, our Rebbe. It's the same thing. You come in a class, and if it's one of the worst thing could be, like them have it a lot, that a teacher, who was a teacher, all the years, all the generations, who was a Rebbe, somebody didn't have parnasa, came a Melamed. It was the worst paying job. What was the worst paying job? Who was a Melamed? Shlemir. He couldn't be a painter, couldn't be a carpenter, couldn't be a tailor. He became a Melamed. Melamed is one of the holiest things you have in front of you. According to Shulchan, our class should be no more than 25 children. Now, parents cannot raise 1 child, 2 children, 3 children. I'm getting crazy. Everybody, the kids are jumping on me. I don't know. He's bad and he's a good. And here I have 25 children in class, and I have to treat everybody the same. Leider,
Unfortunately, regretfully.
Unfortunately. that a Rebbe is not like this. A Rebbe is a human being. In every class we have 3 kinds. We have the best, middle, and weak children. They don't catch on, they learn. So what? You don't have to kill them because of that. This is big. Explain them. Most Rebbes take only the few best children and they drop the other ones. Now, what shall a boy do when he has a whole, when he sees the Rebbe makes a pet, this kid and this kid, you know, he throw papers and didn't learn it, he will push somebody, he will fight. So the Rebbe will smack him. Thank God today you cannot smack already your kids, but it used to be terrible. And especially now, Malamed, I have teachers for girls. If they call names for a child, you destroy this child's whole life. You destroy it. Because at home, he hears only cursing. Get out of there, leave me alone in the cursing. And in the class, gets, what do you want with such a child? How he shall grow up? He grows up a Jew and Lincoln. Well, he will steal, but who did it? The parents, or the teacher, or the Muhammad, or the... So, how to deal with children? This is one of the genius people knows how to have a class. In all the class, my children, I wouldn't like to throw out my child, I would throw out the other child, but it bothers me. But he don't let me learn. So yeah, a good teacher knows how to deal with that. Let's come back to Yosef Atzad. The Gemara said that you should never make one child different than the other child. Look what happened to Yosef. Now, Yosef, the brothers, was jealous of him. His father told him, go see what they're doing. He went, and though he knew that they're going to kill him, he knew what they're going to do. And sure enough, he came, and Shimon Alevi says, here's the Balachanoimas, the dreamer. Let's kill him. Let's kill him. It started off killing. He was jealous on him. So he had a dream. So what? Martin Luther King had also a dream. I had a dream. He had a dream. No? He made his dream. So what? Was he jealous of him? No. You see, he was jealous of him. He was jealous already. Why his father bought him a special coat? From jealousy came sin, hateness, to hate him. And for hateness, they decide they have to kill him. Reuben said, why that is our brother. The Medress says, as they saw him coming, he was chasing wild dogs. A shepherd has dogs, wild dogs, after Yosef. He's a boy from 17 years. Reuben wanted to save him. He said, why we should kill him? So well, they put him in the pit, and then there was what kind of pit? Lots of drinks. There wasn't water there. There was snakes and scorpions and snakes, and are throwing on somebody. But the Torah says that Reuben had in mind to throw him, and to let him throw him. At night he will come and bring him back to his father. But you see what jealousy brings hateness, and hateness brings, you should kill him. He's safe. We all do the same thing. This is the problem that's going on in the world. Sheker. Sheker is these 3 letters. Jealousy, hateness, killer. Or don't reach it. On this point, we have to work on ourselves. Now we are still a little kid, so we need the parents should guide us to know how to bring up children. Problem is, when you buy a car, or you buy a washing machine, or a dryer, you have instruction how to raise the children. Most parents are young schnoops, just got married, 20, 22, 23. They couldn't handle themselves. One anymore, they should know how to raise the children. So they're doing the same mistakes what our parents did. Here comes in the teacher. He comes in, the Rebbe in class. He's responsible. He has the children most of the day. Most schools, the Rebbe sees more of the children than the parents. Father goes away to work 6 o'clock in the morning. And when he comes back, already the children are sleeping. Shabbos, especially winter, the Shabbos is so short. He has the children. He has the responsibility more than everybody. Therefore, to be a Malamed, to be a Rebbe, this is one of the great, great things. Chazal says, it's written in the Apostle, משכיל כזוהר רקיע ומצדיק הרבים ככוכב. The stars, there are billion and billion stars what the eye cannot see. Go on a telescope, big telescope, you can see not million, billions of stars. Maybe a person could not even, no such a thing to count stars. So Moses says that a Melamed is like the stars. I explained why. Why a Melamed is like the stars. Only how you could not count the stars? Impossible. Now it's impossible to explain how the schar, award for the Malamed. This is one of the great things Malamed. Why? I have in my class 25, I was supposed to have 25, I have 30, 32, 33, and I know how to deal with each child, I build them up. I will never destroy a child. If he makes a form, I will teach him, you know, to make form for another one. I'm a good Rebbe. I have always, I will take the weakest children. Now, I don't know if you know principle. Principle is a very hard job. What's the hard job of principle? Principle is above the Melamed. And he has to be on top of the Melamed. He has to see if the Melamed is doing this a good job. So, a Melamed comes in, and this year he will be the Rebbe, or teacher. How you know if it's a good Melamed or not? What's the sinner? No, that's the sinner.
Sign.
Sign. What's the sign that's a good Melamed? What you will say? I'm a principal, I'm coming in a class. How I know if it's a good Melamed? Kids will sit quiet because they're afraid of the Menayim, the principal. So how could you know if it's a good Melamed, if it's doing a good work? No? What do you will say? He tests, he starts, has 25 kids, 30 kids. He takes the biggest kid and he asks him, start to say. You don't know nothing. Kids start to cry, it's a shame. Another weak kid. So the Melamed, he wouldn't tell in front of the child, you never say bad on the Melamed in front of the teacher. This is a mistake from parents. They will always give right for the children in front of the teacher. You kill your child. This child will never get the more from the teacher, from the Rebbe. Why? Since my parents yells on the so I could have something to say it privately. My children shouldn't say. The children have to know the Rebbe is right. Once you give for your children right, not for the Melamed, you're finished. They will jump on your head and you're finished. He takes him out, the principal. What's that? What's that? Why didn't you know anything? You didn't do everything a whole week. Today's Friday. What do you do? So it's very embarrassed. One will answer, Mr. Principal, why don't you ask? And they will start to hold the name, the best children. They know they work like this, I work like this. I don't care whole week to put in them the Chumash, the Mishnah, the Mוהרנ. I don't know how they know it, blah, blah, blah. The principal starts to learn. I'm here at this yeshiva, this school, when they started alphabet, from the first grade, the kindergarten. I know every child. And I know who has a good smart head, and he picks up the learning. I wanted to know what did you did for the weakest child. I know what I'm doing. I especially tested the weak child. I wanted to know how he knows the learning. I said, you didn't do anything. You're not good. He knows. He knew before, a class before, you're in the 6th grade, he knew by the 5th grade, by the 4th grade, by the 3rd grade. As he was a child, he knew the alphabet before all the children. So we're seeing here what we're seeing, and what's the teacher? So the Rebbe explained, we'll go back to our studying. This is a tzaddik. He went through in his life. Don't ask what he went through. They tested him, so much testing, he still faith in Hashem. They took from him everything away. His faith in Hashem. His faith in Hashem. And it's not enough. He will go, he will find all kinds of broken people. Everybody has a problem. He has time to them. He will speak to them. A boy has to do whatever in his, whatever he could do to find their children, to marry them. Then there are fights. I mean, every couple has, she says day, he says night. He says night, he says day. Everybody, every couple has to be argued. But the tzaddik, he teaches such a way, giving, he tells her, tells him, and he makes shalom bayis. He will do everything in his power to do shalom bayis. Everything in his power, you have problems with children, he will do everything. And he deals with people, with everybody. This is called a tzaddik. This is a tzaddik. We all, do me a favor, I have my own problems, leave me alone, get out of here. And leave me alone, I wish I could. A tzaddik would always be, his door will be open for public, will always. And the people is very, very hard to deal. I've got it 70 years, and I can tell you what people are. People, as more you do him a favor, the more stones will throw you. You forget that when you was in such a bad stage, you wanted to commit suicide, and if not this person that spoke with you and explained you how life is, you know, nobody has it better, Donald Trump, he's not licking ISIS, he also has his problems. I wish I had it. I wish everybody in this world has problems. And this person is a good teacher. Everybody, you help. All the weakest people he helps. Not that they're a good mind, he's also help, but they have everybody. This calls a good malam. This calls a tzaddik. Now, here comes in the Chassidus and the Mishnah B'Shavit. Mishnah B'Shavit was, do me a favor, you have to learn, and you go down, you're a painter, go to the painters, there are shoemakers down, the shoemakers, and it was a very bad time for Klal Yisrael. It was, everyone was touched in his faith, because there was so much Mashiach Sheker, you didn't know what's true, what's not. You're confused, a person, I don't know what. Here came the Moshem to HaKodsh, and he was Moisei Nefesh, that all the Jews are children of Hashem, no such a thing, he is more, he is not. He was a good teacher, he knew how to elevate each neshama, each individually. And you're the worst. You made for them, you're the biggest tzaddik. How? Let me tell you, he's the worst. He did so many sins. But Baruch Hashem, he's coming in, he's putting out film now. You know what's greatness is in heaven? And like this, he built up. And sure enough, for a short time, he was bringing back thousands and hundreds of thousands of people back to Hashem. What? It was chasing them away. Listen, you're not alone, you don't know how to learn, you don't belong in shul. And this we have on Machloikes in the Gemara brings. Rab Gamliel was teaching, if the outside is not like the inside, go away. Used to be from the outside and saying like the inside or the outside. No, he didn't let in most of the people. Be honest with you. We are not so honest. So he didn't. Then they took Berserb ben Azariah, he opened the yeshiva. Everybody whoever comes, should come in. Whoever comes in, regardless. So the Gemara says, the body, Yesh Omrim, some say 400 benches, some say 700 benches. One shot, they opened the door. He was the president, before was Shimon Gamliel, he didn't take only the best one, with the heart is the same like the inside, like the outside like the inside. As the Buddha was of Shimon before he was asking to the questions, and he was going, and they push away Gamliel. So they take a Berserb ben Azariah. You open. In a bench, could go in, the whole benches could go in 100 people. So if more than 400 people, 400 benches, it means that each bench is 100 students. So how many? 100 times 400, no? 40,000. Huh? 40,000 in one shop. The other said, no, 700 benches, 70,000 people in one shop. So Rabbi Gamliel had Chalisha Sadas. Maybe I didn't let people learn Torah. So they came and doing, no, the empty heads of an empty house. Nothing. And Moshe says, no, he wanted to comfort them that he didn't do wrong, but he did wrong. So a good Rebbe, that came to Baal Shem Tov, to elevate all those people was chasing away. A good Melamed, let's go in class. What's a good Melamed? No such a thing. This gets 100 and this gets a 0. For me, everybody's 100. Everybody's 100. And I will do everything in my power. The weakest child, I will bring him up. I will learn in private. I will do everything in my power to help him out. Never knock down a person. Never knock down a child. Your head is a pumpkin. Then what will be in Bernices, every children. Here the pumpkin head, here the pumpkin. You knock down a person. No such a thing. That's the main point of Chasidy. Now, I'm not trying now to knock down the literature world, because from Aleph till the Bar Mitzvah, I was learning all in the literature yeshiva, and I saw Rav Dolim there, and then I learned 5 years about Roger Feinstein, all my life, only in the literature yeshivas. I remember still the Baron Kotler's father-in-law. Baron Kotler's father-in-law, I remember. This is Alma Melzer. And we're trying to bring what's the Chassidus, what Baal Shem Tov brought to this world. Later on, became problems. Not everybody was Baal Shem Tov. Shem Tov had the biggest Talmidim, the Talmidim had Talmidim, the Maggid, the Mezrich had Talmidim. but later on became a business, whole business. Where you saw such a thing, they're hating each other, to kill each other, what's going on? That's what Shem Tov was involved in this world, to be hateless. This Chassidus hate this Chassidim, and this Chassidim hate this Chassidim, and now became a little bit significant. You should see all the newspapers, they have the same pictures like the Rebbe. He puts on Hanukkah candles, he has, and between them they have already fights and fights. What's going on? So they came. That's the point when we start to bring out this night. The Rebbe says, I came down in this world, I take, no such a thing, a person should be lost. He says, ancient years be'olim klal.
There's no despair in the world at all. No despair in the world at all.
No despair in the world at all. No such a thing. But look, I'm the worst person. No such a thing. Huge. What's a huge?
Despair.
Despair. No such a thing. But look, I'm single. I'm married. I have no shalom bayis. We have no children. I have children. I have souls in them. No.
Despair.
Spare. No such a thing. Spare. And I'm taking the goods from the Litvische world, Steuren, and the goods from the Chassidische, and bring it together. This is the teaching of Braslev Chassidus. Take the good from the Litvische world and the good from the Chassidische. Let's take it together, Torah and Tefillah. To pray to Hashem and to learn. It gives you a way how to pray, and gives you a way how to learn. But as every good thing, Hashem started with very good, the winner go and started very good. As the generation comes, you go away from the roots, so till the branch, which is so far from the root, there is all kind of bugs, all kind of the sun is drying you out. Same thing, on Litvish and Brasilia, and the same thing is in Braslev, the same thing. We have already groups, all kind of groups. You don't understand what the Rebbe says, and you don't understand, you stupid, and you are like this. This is the worst thing. And I'm giving you thanks to Hashem in public, I'm telling now for you, all of you, and I started off to learn Braslev. Here in the United States, nobody even knew what Braslev is. I had a Rosh Hashiva, he couldn't even pronounce what Braslev is. Boro says. Boro is they have three cities, the same thing. Braslev is in Ukraine, Borosław is in Galicia, and in Poland, and Breslau is in Germany. You couldn't even pronounce Braslev. And we had Rosh Hashanah over here, barely million. Barely million on the east side of the Stiebel, barely million. I find a sefer. I used to live, my father had a shul in the Bronx. That time wasn't a dormitory. I had to go in yeshiva. I was a young boy, 15 years old, 14, 15, 16, I had to go in yeshiva. So I had to travel from the Bronx till Williamsburg. You have to take 2 trains every day. It's every morning for the rush hours. Every evening I was better, went home 9:30, wasn't already rush hours. But from the Bronx till Williamsburg, you have to change, I don't know how it was the way then, how now, then I have to take the IRT, Jerome Avenue, and then till Chambers to take the BMT and change it to go to Williamsburg. This is a journey for 2 hours. 2 hours. Every day in the morning and every day at night. Back and forth, 2 hours. Traveling, 2 hours, going back. So, and a wild boy, didn't like to learn. Was a very wild boy, was a spoiled boy. Every day I took a sefer and put it in a pocket. A journey for 2 hours. So you have to look some. I like to read a lot of stories from Tzadikim. And when time was 8 years, my father used to buy me storybooks from tzaddikim, and I had a question, two questions I had. I didn't have an answer. But what was the question? First of all, when I was a child, there was an old person that used to sell goodies, candies. I was like the only child. I had only one brother, but he was older than me, 4.5 years. My mother used to give me money to buy. I bought, but I had a nature when I was a little kid, 5, 6 years, always I had candy. And then that time to see a candy, nature, I couldn't see that somebody's crying. So a kid crying, took out the candy, gave her. Was hugging him, don't cry. But a little kid, 6, 7 years. But comes the day and this person passed away. I was so attached to him because every day I went to buy him with Nachmanas on him. And candies and lollipops. Not everybody had money to buy, so I was buying it and put on my pocket. One day he passed away. It was already deep in the 90s. And the bottom of it, I want to see what they're going to do with this person. He didn't have a levai. On a Chevra Kadisha, 3, 4 people took him, and I saw you're not putting him somewhere in a coffin. Only on a stretcher, you could see the whole body. Put a talus on him with the whole body. And I was a young kid from 8 years. And I went after them. They yelled at me, get away from here. And I was about a child, and it wasn't like a tractor. They had to dig with shovels, to mess with and stuff. And they were throwing at me stone. I get lost. And I ran away. I came back. I had to see what they're doing. At the time, from 8 years already, I was thinking, till now, I cannot forget this picture that I saw. It's already 62 years. I cannot take our body, put it in the ground. That's the life. That's a person came down to live with it. I had a question. Then my father used to buy me a lot of storybooks from tzaddikim. And I had these two questions. Why Hashem chose only these people? Shem Tov, Magi, Boro. Where's all the Jews? Why only them? Why you chose only them? The one thing I couldn't understand as a child, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. The second thing is, how are you going up to the heaven? The Rebbe went up to the heaven and he spoke to Hashem and he got his answer. A boyfriend from 8, 9, 10 years, 11 years. It bothered me the question. But I stood with this question years. I didn't have an answer. And I didn't tell for nobody. Not my questions. And here I remember how by 11 years I saw already how they make a tahare. A tahare, put a nifter naked in the water. And I had always from that time, was 8 years, wherever was a levai, I ran after the levai. This went in very much in my head. A levai, I used to go to all the levai. Wherever I saw a levai, I went with the levai. So this came into me that the whole life is like going 70 years, like they say, you may not say, but Shimon Shon, and go, the Rebbe says, the Kutanach, and he pays 70 years and like 15 minutes. We're looking now, it's true, I remember when they made the payas, when they made the halakha. I remember it like now, how they cut me the hair. So every day I went to yeshiva and took a different sefer. Most was the סיפור צדיקים, מייסס סטורס von צדיקים. And I had this question more and more. One day, I had to go on, I was very flink. I was, when I heard the subway, the restaurants, you have to go down about 100 steps after they were. I only heard the train is coming. I was running down, minutes took me, 100 steps, and running up, and I made the train. I was very, very, very quick. And I took a sefer with him, and I started out the sefer, and I started to look. The sefer Yeshivas Notfish, this is it's Chaskes. And I'm looking, wow, this sefer speaks to me. This sefer, I didn't even let go. I was finished, I came in Yeshiva, this day I didn't learn. I had to finish the sefer. Started again, finished it, and the Yeshiva. And started again till I went home, till I went to sleep, 3 times. Here I have my answers. First question is why Hashem chose only those, no such a thing. Every Yid says the Rebbe could be a tzaddik like the Baal Shem Tov. Every Yid. But they had the will, and the old don't have the will. They have the will, they don't want nothing, only Hashem. We want food, we want money, we want everything. They generate everything, we don't want nothing, only Hashem. Hashem tested them, and they were strong by the test. So became a Baal Shem Tov, became the Beit from Bezrit, became the Beit Boro, became the Rebbe Ramela, and the position. The second question, how you get up to heaven? Yeah, if a person speaks to Hashem, and Hashem helps him, his mind so pure, gets so pure that he has always the Shem Havai for his eyes. We cannot understand what's a tzaddik. A tzaddik is every second prepared to leave this world. We only hear about that. Only no, you make me sad. I don't want to speak of that. Tzaddik is prepared every second to his neshama shall go out. Every second. We are prepared. A tzaddik don't have nothing in the world, only Hashem. No, but so the Shem Havai is always by his eyes, and if he speaks to Hashem, if somebody has a clear mind, he will ask and he will have the answer. So I had my answer. And thank God, I didn't know nobody knew Breslov. I didn't even know what Breslov is. I had my brother, he was very good in biography, all kind of stories. You name him a sefer, he will tell you who made the sefer, who wrote it, and where he lived, and what time he was a genius in that. And how many stories he made, who had the machloikas on him, everyone. So that's right. In fact, in Yeshivas Notfish is written, he took it out for the Kutalochas. The Kutalochas on the Shulchan Aruch. I didn't know nothing, even the Shulchan Aruch. I took out the Shulchan Aruch, and I was going to look, Ashkoma Saboiker, not written Shulchan Aruch, such a Chaskes, was looking at Besa Knesses, all the Shulchan Aruch. I asked my mother, she started learning, started explaining, about the Rebbe, and it takes out the Alakut Maran, and it takes out the Sefer Midenhead in the house, the Sichas around, and start to learn the Swan. See, I don't know nothing in the world. Thank God, I'm thinking it, I'm not ashamed to say it in public. I say it in Yiddish, I say it in English, I say it in Yiddish, whatever, in Lashon Kodesh. Thank God. Why? Because if I would became that one brainwashed me, that one brainwashed me, the one brainwashed me. You know, this group is really true group. This is not. Oh, Hashem, I didn't have nothing, only what the Rebbe says. So I started to follow the guidance as the Rebbe teaches us. And that was a few years like this. Hashem was very, very a big masman became a
Diligent student.
Huh?
Diligent student.
And I learned, I remember Moshe liked me very, very much because he liked Torah. I could sit in one place 6 and 8 hours not moving. I had to go out and sit in East Broadway. Hours and hours. When he was Torah there, I became a chosen. Came to the Shivita that I got engaged yesterday night. I'm important, they told me, that I want you a day before your chasana, you should remind me I want to be at your wedding. He reminded himself. It wasn't my wedding, I had a picture, and I was there about 5 years, and about 5 years, and another one, they printed many years ago a sefer, The Greatness of a Moshe, very interesting stories. So I always said, whatever is written there, I could tell twice or 3 times what the sefer is. If you sit with somebody so many years, you see, but he liked very much Torah. And like they say, I grew up, I Baruch Hashem, I started playing, and now we're here. So the main thing, the Braslev Chassidus, if you really know, you want to be a Braslev Chassid, don't look what Shmerel says, what Berel says, but don't look only in the Kutamaran, in Sipurim Maises, and the Paramides, and Siddhasa, and Chaimah, what the Rebbe says, what the Nosen says. What this says means nothing. Like you have the Siddhasa was translated in English, of Nachman's wisdom. He said, Bahar. I was finishing the Sefer every week. I count the pages, and I mean, till here is Sunday, till here is Monday, too. Every week. Take 50 weeks, 52 weeks in a year, I was finishing it. So many times, you had to do what the Rebbe says. Here comes the Seder Halim. The Rebbe said, even you have a pumpkin head. And I said, what do you do? I said, you start to say. Today we have everything in English. Baruch Hashem, you have the Chumash in English, you have the Mishnahs in English, very good translated in English, and the Gemara in English. When it came out of house for the first time, he had so much machlokes on himself, part with you, translate the Shas in English, and the Mishnahs in English, the Chumash in English, how can you do it, and well, you get a lot of machlokes. Today, everybody couples how it's going. They make it in Hebrew also. Amor, all kind of sifte. Everybody is doing the same thing in Hebrew to make it easier, you understand the learning. One person, but somebody cannot speak only English. You have to have Chumash, you have Mishnah, you have Gemara. Now, very easy. We need patience. Patience, the whole life, we need patience. The whole life, we need patience. So therefore comes in the Rebbe and Reb Nosson. We started off, why was Reb Nosson so great? Reb Nosson said, that I came to the Rebbe, the first thing, I put away everything, I don't have no say. Whatever he says, that's that. I think every time every student knew, Rebbe is great, but I'm also great. Nosson knew why he was doing it. He would put away his mind. Not that he was stupid, he was a genius. But he knew this Rebbe. Therefore, he understood that the Rebbe, the rest of the Rebbe came in this world. This is on the Neshama, which will be till the end. Everybody needs this teaching. Boy, I know it. I'm printing already 45 years for him. And the whole world, and 12 languages, made of Hebrew, I'm not saying millions and millions and millions. Sure, I have machlokes. Machlokes comes from jealousy. Everybody says that guy has money, he's a load of money. Everybody's saying, load of money. And thank God that Hashem helped me. In the beginning, I saw him, I'll go ask you for money. He would say no. So my attitude was, I'm the richest person in the world. People took it for joke, and people took it for serious. But most people took it for serious. Why? Because I had here by me, the richest people was, you cannot amazed what's richest means. As much money he has, so much problem he has. Well, people was going to give him, I mentioned the 46 years that I'm in public, from 1964, from Tovshech of Dollar. And I told myself, I have money. I was recently, 2 months ago, my brother, my nephew, made a bar mitzvah. There was only millionaires there. A little crowd of about 50, 60 people, all millionaires. Well, he begged me to come, still it was my brother, passed away, only 1 year, and why shouldn't go? So, with only millionaires there, comes to me, oh, blessed, blessed, I want to ask you a question. Yes? They say, who they? People speak that there's 2 billion and 1 billion. Could you tell me where you have such money? You say, no, you're mistaken. Why mistaken? That's what people say. No, you're mistaken. I have 25 billion. What? I pulled him up. I saw, there's no way how you could kill a rich person. I had in my lifetime so much. How you could kill a rich person? Usually, why a rich person don't have nachmones on a poor person? You will never be in this place. It was a poor person. Majority of people are poor. He came to Magid, was rich and Magid, a rich person, he said, Rebbe, I've seen, give me a children. See, did very bad things. I told them, I cannot say them publicly, very bad things, give me a children. I told them, every day you shall eat a roasted dog, drink wine, take best bread, best wine. Never. Told him, tell me, my tshuva is I shall fast 40 days or 100 days. Every day I should say, a dog, a boiled duck, and the best wine, the best bread. No, Rabbi, you have to give me a tikkun shul fast. No, I want you. He says, Rabbi, okay, I will do it. Why? I think they committed. No, he went and he Talmid asked him why. Tell him, he should fast. Now, when a poor person will come to the door, collecting money, I don't have, I have 5 children, what will tell me? He's fasting, he's not eating. So go eat stones. At least he will eat every day ducks and boiled chicken and boiled meat, steaks. For a person, he will give him, no, here they have bread, at least he will give me bread and water and drink. When a person is not in that position, for another one who will never understand the other one. Here comes in the Rebbe. He understands everybody in the house, even a goy understands. Goy takes to the yeah. So this story. He told me the story when it was Thursday night. Thursday night. He's going to sell, to give up booklets, and so a police lady to him. He got scared when he wanted. No, you have good books. You have good books. Give me whatever you have. He takes $5. Thank you. I had another one. And a Schwarzer, a policeman, came up. He was sure I'm going to give him a solicitor. No solicitor. I'm going to give him a ticket. A Schwarzer, a big 6-foot giant guy, took the bag and started to walk. I don't want to get involved with trouble. Hey, come back, you have good stuff. He takes out $10 bill, a Schwarzer, and gives them, what do you have today? You have new one. To understand a person, this is the Rebbe, he comes into the Rebbe. Hashem shall help us, we only made Akdome. I'm saying Akdome? Introduction. Hashem will help. Now I'm going this week in Eretz Yisrael. It's 2 Sundays, I wouldn't be, and I come back and mention for them, Hashem shall help, have a tzlocha, and we shall hear good surahs.